26-23, and ends the second one. 26-24 your score. Emory down by 2. Carnegie Mellon, top of the key, they're working it inside. Cross court they go, Kremke. And he stepped out of bounds, so it's going to be Emory basketball. Emory in the light gray and Carnegie Mellon in the dark gray, trimmed in red today here at the Woodruff PE Center. Emory's won 11 straight in this series. Looking for 12. Greg Lawrence with it, top of the key. Comes back out to Mason Johnson. 3-point launched and in and out, but back out this time. Trent Suddeth with the rebound for the Tartans. Now back to Suddeth. He's their leading scorer and leading rebounder. Drive to the hoop and in it goes. Number 12, Zach Watson. And Kremke with the rebound. He's going to bring it down himself. Ahead in occasion, who puts a nice pass, but a little bit too hard. Suddeth couldn't handle it. So back come the Eagles, 28-24. Mason, no good by Luke Morrison. Tony Wingen playing a lot of players in this one already. Let's check out three-point shooting. Emory 2 of 5, 40%. Carnegie Mellon 4 of 6 already, including 3 straight times down where they hit the 3. Out of the corner, short air ball, no good. Rebound there by Mason Johnson. Nick Stuck brings it up to Rowley. Over there to Luke Morrison. "15 seconds to go, plenty of time. Into Schnare, who double team, comes back out. Nick Stuck trying to drive in. Behind the back, puts it up, and draws the foul. So Nick's going to go to the free throw line. Nick's done an excellent job this season at the point guard position. He's averaging 9 points a game, 3.3 rebounds per game. He's the leading assists guy with 5.9 assists per ball game. And he goes to the free throw line where he's a 63% shooter. He hits the first one. (28-25) your score, 9:45 to go. And he hits them both, 28-26. This has been a good college basketball game. Long ranger by Miller, no good. Rebound, Rowley. And here come your Eagles. Nick Stuck looking for somewhere to go. Goes to Rowley. Rowley drives into the paint, muscles it up. No good. Battling for it. He comes away with it. Nick Stuck now back in the corner. Matt Snare drives, dishes. Matt Davitt right there. Great play. Two-man play. Matt Snare to Matt Davitt. And we got a tie ball game, and Emory has the basketball. 28-28 your score. Nick Stuck whoosh down the lane like a streak of gray, and Emory takes the lead 30-28, and Tony Wingen says, wait a minute, hold on, Nelly. He takes a quick timeout with the score 30-28. Let's take a look by the numbers. 1, Emory's UAA rank in scoring offense, 88.1 points per game. 10, the number of games where Emory's out-rebounded opponents at plus 7.8 rebounds per. 11, the number of times this year that Emory's led at the half, 10-1 is the record in those games. 13 games this year that Lawrence Rowley has shot 50% or better. 58, Roman Williams' career in double-figure scoring games there. So in 585 Emory consecutive games with a 3-point goal. So those are by the numbers for this game. As I said, it's the 64th meeting between these two schools. Emory leading the series with 41 wins against just 22 losses. McNeil now the starting point guard. Tony Wingen has inserted most of his starting lineup. Miller takes it in, puts it up, puts it in. That's Ethan Miller. He's averaging 12.6 points per game. Matt Davitt has provided a spark for Emory. He has 7 points already. Short tipped up by Mason Johnson, who got the start today, and he tips it in as Emory retakes the lead at 32-30. Mason Johnson playing the good defense. Back out it goes. McNeil with a nice pass to Weiss. Great give and go. Daniel Weiss is averaging 10.2 points and 3.1 rebounds per game, and he put it up and in. And he drew the foul, so he has a chance for the three-point play. He's an excellent free throw shooter at 90%. So let's see if I can jinx him. 90% free throw shooter at the line. Daniel Weiss. No jinx, just the bottom of the net. And CMU takes the lead back at 33-32. Roman Williams, so quick off the dribble. And Emory leads 34-33. You're not going to see that play very often in D3. Weiss again with it. Weiss again scores in the paint. If you're not enjoying this one, you don't like basketball because it's gone back and forth. Emory's biggest lead 4. The Tartans' biggest lead 5. A lot of great action, a lot of three-pointers, a lot of battling in the paint. Nick Stuck with it now. Roman Williams has 6 points. Rowley inside, and he hits. Lawrence Rowley, he's got 5 points, and Emory retakes the lead at 36-35. Now 37-36. Matthew Snare, baby hook, in it goes. And Coach Jason Zimmerman calls a quick timeout with Emory up 38-37 in a back and forth game. We still have 7:10 to go here in the first half with a timeout call. Let's take a look at the Emory Carnegie Mellon series notes. Emory leads all time, 41 wins to 22 losses. First meeting was back November 20th, 1987, and that was a Tartan win, 80-69. Emory's won the last 11 in a row. Emory 26-5 versus CMU here at the Woodpeck Center, and won the last 5 here in Atlanta. And Coach Zimmerman overall is 18-6 against Carnegie Mellon. We want to congratulate the women's team. They won today over Carnegie Mellon 55-43. The women's team has won 8 in a row and 13 games overall. And if Emory wins, the men's team wins, they'll have won their 13th as well. Emory, of course, is averaging 88.1 points per game, shooting 46% from the field, 38% from the home run arc, 75.5% from the free throw stripe. Emory's out-rebounded opponents. They're averaging 42.7 rebounds and 17 assists per game this year. Emory with a lot of weapons and a lot of guys that can score. That's one of the strengths of this year's Emory team is if 1 or 2 guys are cold, there's 2 or 3 more guys can pick up the offensive slack. McNeil with it. He's the starting point guard. He's going to bring it down. Looks like Emory's going to be in a 1-3-1 zone defense. We'll change up the defense a little bit and see how that works. Nick Nakazian with it. Nakazian, top of the key, works it around. Howarth with it now. He drives in. He stopped. Setteth now cross court. He goes to Miller. Miller drives in, puts it up. No good. Rebound out of there by Schnare. And quickly ahead to Roman Williams. Almost popped. Now to Schnare. Schnare drives in. Turnaround jumper. A little short. Setteth with the rebound. Quickly up court they go. Weiss from 3. In and out. No good. Rebound offensively. No good. Tipped up once. Tipped up twice. Howard battling for it, and then it kind of flies out, and Schnare picks off a long rebound. Mason Johnson now around the horn they go. Rowley, a rare three-pointer, no good. Good offensive rebound by the team's point guard, Nick Stuck. Inside it goes to Mason Johnson. He battles, puts it off the glass and in. And Mason Johnson, who got the start today, he has 5 points and he'll have a chance for the three-point play as Emory's lead expands to 40-37 with 5:57 to go. 7 points for Mason Johnson. And he goes to the line. He's a 67% free throw shooter. A little hard on that one. 40-37, Emory with a three-point lead. Whistle. And it's going to be Emory basketball underneath its own hoop. Roman Williams will trigger it in. Matt David has checked into the lineup. He's got 7 points. Mason Johnson likewise has 7. Emory throws it away, a careless turnover. And the ball will go over to the Tartans. Trent Sedith will trigger it in. Sedith, the 6'7", their leading scorer and rebounder, and Occasion with it now. Cross court they go. Drive to the hoop, no good. Matt Snare with it. Quickly out to Roman Williams. Roman decides to go cross court. Matt Davitt from way downtown just won't go. Terrific offensive board by Snare. Great feed to Matt Davitt, who lays it up and in. What a great two-man play. Matthew Snare just hustling, keeping the ball alive with a terrific offensive rebound. And then he sees his 6'7" teammate streak toward the hoop. He hits Davitt with the pass. Davitt now with 9 points, and Emory with their biggest lead, 42-37 at 5 points. Roman Williams with it now, bringing it down court. We're at the 5-minute mark here in the first half. Spinning like a whirling dervish, lays it up just a little too hard. Cleared out of there by Weiss. McNeil with a nice pass in Arcasian. Puts it up a little too hard, no good. Matt Davitt cleans the boards. These guys have gone at race-neck speed. Top of the key, Matt Davitt gets a little closer. Then he feeds Mason Johnson. Boy, he was on the receiving end of a great pass from Matthew Snare. Then he's on the passing end of a great play to Mason Johnson, who lays it up and in. Those two guys both have 9 points. And Emory now up 44-37. 7-point lead, biggest of the game. Lob inside, knocked away. They tried to go into Sedith. Trent Sedith is the leading scorer for the Tartans, averaging 13.4 points and 10 rebounds a game. Matt Davitt with great anticipation knocked that out. But it's going to be CMU ball. It's going to be Joey Kremke triggering it in, and they get a good play off the inbounds pass, and they hit, but they don't come back. Lawrence Rowley gets it stripped, then another effort by Luke Morrison, and he's fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line. So Emory not letting any grass grow under their feet. They hustled up and down and had an opportunity for an easy layup. I'm not sure Rowley wasn't fouled, but they didn't call one. But Luke Morrison certainly was, and he hits the first free throw. Emory up by 5 now, 45-40. Luke with his second. A little too hard. Cleaned out of there by Weiss to Kremke. Weiss, backdoor. Goes back inside to Howarth. Howarth muscles it up and muscles it in. Zach Howarth, who's averaging 13.1 points per game, cuts the Emory lead to 3 at 45-42. Matt Davitt wide open from 3. In and out, no good. Hit out by Luke Morrison. And now Emory's going to pick up a little full court pressure perhaps for the first time. Nope, they're going to go back into their defense. Trent Sudduth tracks down the basketball, gives it to the official. Trent in no hurry. Inbounds it to Kremke. He brings it across the line. Emory in the man-to-man defense now. Kremke drives in. He's fouled by Stuck. That's going to be Nick's first. Nick with 8 points already in this game. He also has dished out 3 assists. So Joey Kremke with his first, he hits. He's a 75% free throw shooter. Mason Johnson checks back in the lineup. As Luke Morrison takes a seat. Kremke misfires on the second one, and Emory's lead is 45-43. Rowley with the defensive rebound there. Nick Stuck with it, running the offense. Matt Davitt, checked by Narcassian. Now Mason Johnson off the pick. Cross court it goes. Emory trying to work it inside. They get it inside. It's knocked away. No foul called, and here come the Tartans. Howard quickly ahead to Kremke. Kremke back to Howard from 3. Bingo! Zach Howard, the 6'2 senior out of Fairfield, New Jersey, hits. And CMU has retaken the lead at 46-45. Emory's biggest lead in this game has been 5. The Tartans' biggest lead has been 5. Turnaround jumper, just a little short. Mason Johnson tried to keep it alive, and in so doing lurched over the back of one of the Tartan players, so it's going to be Carnegie Mellon basketball with 2:26 here in the first half. Matt Davitt takes a seat. Matthew Snare checks back in. Joey Kremke brings it across the timeline. He's done a nice job off the bench. Sudduth, the leading scorer, sees the lane. It's blocked beautifully by Mason Johnson. Roman Williams quickly with it. He drives to the hoop. That couldn't have been any easier. Nice play defensively by Mason Johnson. It gets into the hands of Roman Williams, and bingo, Emory's back in the lead, 47-46. Roman Williams with 8 points. Nick Stuck has 8 points. Mason Johnson has 9 points. There's a home run shot by Kremke. He has 7. And CMU's back on top by 2 at 49-47. Nick Stuck quickly inside. Mason Johnson back out to Stuck. He takes the 3. He hits the 3. Nick Stuck, not just a pretty face, he can hit from the outside. And Emory's regained the lead at 50-49. By far the most entertaining game I've seen so far this year here. I missed a couple, but this has been a fun one to call. 1:13 to go in the first half. Emory up by 1, 50-49. Emory shooting 55% from the field, and Carnegie Mellon is shooting 54% from the field. That's good shooting any way you slice it. Inbound to Sudduth. He double teamed, taken away, stolen away by Rowley. Ahead to Nick Stuck. Big turnover, big steal by Emory. Matthew Snare spins, comes back out. Rowley from long range, just a little too hard, no good with the three-pointer. Rebounded by the Tartans. Quickly ahead. Sudduth with the baby hook, and he's not going to miss that one as CMU takes the lead 51-50. Rowley. A little too hard, no good. Good working it inside. 39 seconds to go in the first half. Emory down by a point. 23 seconds on the shot clock, so there's roughly 9 or 10 seconds differential there. Occasion goes inside. Sudduth with it. He's got 13 points already. That's his average. He's got it all here in the first half. Howard drives in a little bit too hard. Nice rebound there by Schnare. He just quietly goes about his business, collecting rebounds on both ends, playing the good defense, averaging 17 points a game. Terrific player, Matt Schnare. 2 seconds, long range three-pointer, no good, no foul. And that's the end of the first half. And Carnegie Mellon has the lead 51-50 as we head into the break. Let's quickly take a look at some of the scoring here. First for Carnegie Mellon. Of course, they're led by Trent Sedeth. He has 13 points. Daniel Weiss has 8. Joey Kremke came off the bench for 7. Zach Howard, who's averaging 13, he has 7. Colin McNeil has 6. Nick Narcazian has 3. Cooper Williams came in off the bench and had a 3-pointer. Zach Watson has 2, and Ethan Miller has 2. For your Emory Eagles, they are letting scoring by Nick Stuck with 11 points. Matt David, who did not start, came off the bench. He's 4 of 6 from the field. He has 9 points. Mason Johnson, who did get the start, he has 9 points. Roman Williams, the outstanding shooting guard, has 8 points. Matthew Schnare has 6 points and 5 big rebounds and 4 assists for a great complete game. Lawrence Rowley has 5 points. Luke Morrison has a point, and Greg Lawrence has a point, and that'll round up your scoring for the Emory Eagles. Right now, at the half, Emory trails by 1 to Carnegie Mellon, 51-50, and we'll be back after these messages.
This morning is so energizing. It is a celebration of cancer survivorship. And I think it is also a celebration of everyone here patting each other on the back and saying, collectively, job well done, and we're going to win this fight.
I cannot thank you enough on behalf of the Winship Cancer Institute for being here. You are raising money for cancer research. You are taking a stand for everybody who will face this battle in the future. We cannot stop. We need to push harder and win the fight against cancer.
I lost my sister to a battle with cancer 5 years ago, so it's a very personal experience for me to be connected to this. I mean, we think of running as an individual sport, but when you do it in a team environment, when you're doing it for a cause, when you're lifting each other up, I mean, certainly I'm sure there's going to be some runners that are going to zip through it and some that are going to have to fight a little bit harder. But that's what teams are about. It's about lifting up each person on the team.
There'll be 3,500 people here. There'll be 3,500 reasons people are here. And I couldn't be more appreciative of that effort of so many people to get up on a beautiful Saturday morning and devote their time, their energy, and their resources to this event. We know the road to progress against cancer is not a smooth, flat road, so we found every hill in Druid Hills, and we're going up it, and then we're going down it.
Such a great thing to have all these volunteers along the route, cheering on the racers and runners. We don't want to be quiet about cancer. We want to be loud about what's happening and how we can support those who are going through it and support our doctors and all the great work that we're doing here at Winship.
Cancer research is the key. Being part of an academic medical center that pulls in all the resources that make that cancer research, work together, can't be duplicated.
Winship is the only NCI designated comprehensive cancer center in the state of Georgia. And because of that designation, it is ranked in the top 1%. And I know by being here that I'm getting the very best advanced cancer treatment.
If you think we made a big deal of the Winship 5K 9th edition, wait till the 10th edition. We'll see you next October, and thank you.
If you like to do this, or that, or even that, and you want to get back at it, we've got your back, or your shoulder, or your hip, or your knee. The sports medicine specialists at Emory Healthcare treat more world-class, professional, and college-level athletes than anyone else in the state. We'll treat you like a pro and get you back in play.
When you're in college, you kind of find out who you are. And throughout your 4 years, you develop yourself with all the different experiences, which leads into dedicating yourself to your community, to your family. So when you're a senior, you're coming out a well-rounded person.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests outside of the classroom and outside of the court or field. I've had the ability to get into different activities and organizations, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
Getting to be involved in a lot of different things, ranging from obviously being a student athlete to getting involved with my campus and my community, and not only being allowed to do that, but being encouraged to do that.
The opportunity to be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, to have the professors know me on a personal level, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference. It really helps you develop thinking from other people's perspectives and looking at problems from outside the box.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
I've definitely learned how to really be myself. I found out, yes, I am actually a good leader, and yes, I can actually put myself forward because I am good enough. I can do it.
Coming in to college, I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of different career goals, and I've learned so much about myself that I was always like growing and changing.
When I got to college, it forced me to step up and become more of a leader. And I think that was something I had the capability of doing. And forever grateful that being at a Division III school gave me that opportunity.
You have to dedicate your time in the classroom, you have to dedicate your time in the gym, on the field, on the court.
Our coaches and the entirety of the athletic department, they valued the student athlete going out into community and trying something new and getting involved in campus life.
You can get involved in so many different things. So the possibilities are truly limitless for what you can do with your college experience. You can kind of make it your own in the Division III setting. So I would encourage people who want to have flexibility, interests, and passions to go D3.
What makes D3 special is the ability to participate in my team and within the broader community.
The perfect ending to a perfect season.
Being a D3 student athlete has completely expanded my life.
I learned how to lead. I really found a voice.
What time is it?
It's more about the experience rather than just a sport itself.
Without the experience of being a Division III student athlete, I wouldn't be the person who I am today.
NCAA Division III. Discover, develop, dedicate.
Welcome back to Emory University men's basketball. We are at the half. Emory trails Carnegie Mellon 51-50. Couple of stats from the first half to pass along. Both teams shooting very well from the field. Carnegie Mellon shooting 51.5% from the field, 53.8%, 7 of 13 from the home run arc. Emory, meanwhile, shot 52.6% from the field, but just 3 of 12 from home run land, 25%. Emory 7 of 10, 70% from the free throw line, while Carnegie Mellon just 2 of 3, 66.7%. Rebounding, Emory on top, 23 rebounds to 19 rebounds. Very close every place else. Carnegie Mellon with 11 assists, Emory with 10. Emory with 4 turnovers, Carnegie Mellon with 5. The leading scorers for Carnegie Mellon, Trent Sudduth had 13 points. He leads everybody for your Emory Eagles. Nick Stuck leads the way, the point guard, with 11 points. He also had 3 assists and 3 rebounds. Matt Davitt came off the bench for 9 points. Mason Johnson inserted into the starting lineup. He has 9 points. Roman Williams has 8 points. The only thing for him to improve on a little bit is the shooting percentage. He was 4 of 12 from the field, 0 of 5 from the home run arc, so look for Roman to heat up in the second half. Matthew Snare, he had 6 points to go along with 4 assists and 5 rebounds. A good all-around game. Lawrence Rowley, 4 rebounds. He had 5 points to go along with that. And Luke Morrison and Greg Lawrence each scoring a point. This game, close, close, close. The biggest lead for Emory, 5 points. The biggest lead for the Tartans, 5 points. 51-50 as we get ready for the second half of basketball. Emory ranked 8th in all of Division III. They are 12-2 overall, 2-1 in conference play, while the Tartans are 8-6 overall, 1-2 in conference play, and we are underway. Emory with the basketball, Matthew Snare with it, stolen away by McNeil. McNeil cruises in, almost blocked by Rowley, but McNeil scores to make it 53-50. Emory now back on the offense. Carnegie Mellon playing man-to-man defense. Mason Johnson with it, gives it up to Rowley. Out front, the point guard, Roman Williams, shuffled his feet and got away with it and then hit that hoop. I told you he's going to heat up here in the second half. And it's 53-52. Emory down by just 1. Carnegie Mellon again in the dark gray jerseys. Emory in the light home gray jerseys. Howarth with it. He's trying to get it into Sudduth. Sudduth with 13 points to lead everybody. He's averaging 13. There's kind of a running, wild, right-handed hook shot, but it hits nothing but the bottom of the net, so he continues to stay hot. 15 points for him. And the Tartans are up by 3. Rowley now to Roman. Emory trying to work it inside. Mason Johnson backs in, little flip roll, doesn't get the roll off the iron, cleared out of there by Miller. He brings it up to McNeil. McNeil drives into the paint, dishes off nicely to Sudduth, who is fouled. Lawrence Rowley didn't think that he committed it, but that's who it's called on, and that's his second. Nobody really in foul trouble right this minute for either team. Rowley has 2. And Miller has 2 for CMU. Sudduth misfiring on that one. He's a 6'7" senior out of Winter Park, Florida. He's just a 60% free throw shooter. He hits 52% from the field, 40% from the home run arc, but just 60% from the free throw line. He missed them both. So let's remember that if the game is close in the last couple of minutes. 55-52, Emory down by 3. Roman Williams, top of the key. Matthew Snare. Mason Johnson gives it up. Nick Stuck. 8 seconds to shoot. Mason Johnson takes it down the lane, puts it up, and puts it in. Emory trail by 1, 55-54. Mason Johnson now with 11 points. But quickly, Sudduth puts it up and in, and he has 17 points. He's 6'7", and he has been a load. Rowley spinning, puts it in a little bit too hard off the glass, gets his own rebound at the free throw line. Short by Mason Johnson, and out comes McNeil. He takes it to the hoop, puts it in a little bit too hard, no good. Tipped right into the hands of Roman Williams. Now watch him go. Coach says he's the fastest guy from free throw line to free throw line, and look at that, lays it up, lays it in. Emory's cut the lead now to just one at 57-56. Pace of play has favored Emory. Emory's averaging 88.1 points per game. Carnegie Mellon just 78. Sudduth wanted a foul, and he gets teed up. He actually tripped over his own 2 feet. He thought he was fouled. He must have said something under his breath, and the official heard it. Tony Wingen is pleading his case, but the tee never goes away, and Roman Williams will step up to the free throw line. And believe me, that little loss of composure right there from your lead player who has 17 points, that can come back to haunt you. There's a free throw right there as Emory ties the game. And another one as Emory takes the lead. So remember those 2 points if it comes down to a buzzer beater this time. Emory's only 2 losses this year have been buzzer beaters to Guilford in the holiday tournament, and then last week at Brandeis. Both fairly improbable, but they went, and those are the 2 losses for the Emory Eagles this year. Right now, Emory with a 1-point lead, 58-57. Matthew Snare dishes it off. Mason Johnson. It's blocked, it goes out of bounds. Luke Morrison is checked into the lineup, number 3, as has Matt Davitt. So Coach Zimmerman going with his taller lineup right now. Matt Davitt, 6'7". Bingo, the 3-pointer. He comes off the bench, and again, instant offense. Emory now with a little breathing room, 61-57, as Matt Davitt drives a dagger into the hearts. Comes up with a steal there. Emory with a 4-point lead. Long ranger, in and out, no good. That would have been nice, but Luke Morrison couldn't quite get it to convert. McNeil with it now. Remember, Carnegie Mellon had a stretch of 3 straight trips down the court in the first half where they hit three-pointer, 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 so it would have been nice for Emory to get on a roll like that. Again, battling, out of it comes who else? Matthew Schnare. Gives it to Nick Stuck, who drives to the hoop. I think they're going to get number 24, Mason Johnson, on a behind-the-back kind of push as he was going for the rebound. Yeah, it's on Mason. That's his second. Some substitutions for Carnegie Mellon. Joey Kremke comes back in. Number 12, Zach Watson, also checking in. Watson with it there to Weiss. Weiss hit a couple 3-pointers in the first half. Looking for somewhere to go. Comes way out the top to Kremke. To Weiss now. Fake. Shoots the 3. Air ball. And the Emory crowd wafts those syllables into the world. Air ball. The 2 syllables no good shooter likes to hear. Schnare with it. He passes off, makes his cut. Mason's got it. Comes top of the key to Davitt. Inside it goes. Mason Johnson using his size. Big 6'7" sophomore out of Phoenix, Arizona, using his body, and he now has 13 points. He's done a great job at his first start of the season. Emory's lead is at 63-57, and that is the biggest lead of the game at 6 points. Mason Johnson takes a breather, well deserved. He had 13 points. McNeil with it, looking for an opening. He drives it. It's blocked. I mean blocked by Luke Morrison, who then dishes it off to Rowley, who comes back out to Davitt from 3. Yes! Matt Davitt with the fist pump. A big 3-pointer as Emory now leads at 66-57. the biggest lead of the game at 9 points. And Uncle Mo momentum going Emory's way. Look at that, the roll off the iron by number 15, Trent Studeth, who just had an outstanding game. He has 19 points. So with 14:25 to go, Emory's lead is now 7 points at 66-59. Let's take a look into the history books, into the record books of the Emory Eagles on this date, January 24th, 2010. Emory wins at number 15, Brandeis, 77-64. Emory trailing it by 10 points with over 10 minutes to go. Emory outscores BU 32-9 in the final, 9:23. Alex Gevin leads Emory with 16 points, 13 in the second half. Emory's bench scores 37 points versus Brandeis' 10. So here come the judge. It was Emory's 5th straight, and that's on this date, January 24th, 2010. Let's make note that Emory has had 10 consecutive winning seasons and 7 consecutive trips to the NCAA tournament now under Coach Jason Zimmerman, the all-time winningest coach in Emory University men's basketball history. Emory's lead at 7, 66-59. 9 points was the biggest lead. Matt Davitt with 15 points to pace Emory. Sudeth comes back and throws it away. Well, he proves he's human. He did pick up that technical foul, but he has 19 points, and he's been very hard to stop. He's 9 of 13 from the field, 1 of 1 from the three-point area, so he's playing a whale of a game. None of his teammates are in double figures yet. Rowley with it, comes out to Davitt. Davitt with 15 points off the bench. Almost stolen away. Schneier picks it back up. Three-pointer no good. Rowley with the rebound, and then Roman Williams with the rebound. They say he lost the handle trying to go back up with it, so it's out of bounds. 13:31 to go. And it's Carnegie Mellon basketball. Kremke with it. Arcasian from 3, no good. Tipped around. Who else but Matt Schneier with a nice rebound. And then Emory loses the handle. It goes off of Nick Stuck. Officials called that right. It looked kind of wild, but that's what I saw from up here as well. So it's CMU basketball. Kremke brings it across court. Sudeth 30 feet from the hoop. He's their leading scorer. Now he moves down on the blocks. He looks a little gassed. Weiss with it. Now into Sudeth. Leading scorer on the court with 19. Nice dish off to Narkasian. That was a nice, smart play. High basketball IQ. He gives up with a little dish pass. Narkasian completes it, and it's 66-61. Emory's 9-point lead cut to just 5. Nick Stuck, turnaround jumper. Nice pass. Nice reverse layup by Matt Davitt. Matt's come off 3 games in a row where he really wasn't up to par, but he's come back with a vengeance. 17 points to pace Emory. Doing it coming off the bench. Rowley with the rebound. Gives it up to Roman Williams. Trying to create a shot. And he's fouled as Kremke reaches in. That's one way to stop him. There aren't many. And that's not a legal way. 68-61. Emory by 7. 12:03 to go here in the first half. Roman Williams goes to the line. He's averaging 19.8 points a game, 3.8 rebounds per game. He's a good free throw shooter, shooting 83%. He's hit 43 pointers so far this year. He'll try to make the second one, and the 83% free throw shooter does. 69-61. And in it goes. That was Miller, I think, number 20 with the shot inside. 69-63. Inside, no foul. Mason Johnson battles for it, and it's going to go off one of the Tartans. So it's going to be Emory basketball. Nick Stuck's going to trigger it in. They're looking for Matt Davitt. They got to go way back deep to Roman Williams. 19 seconds on the shot clock, so no worries there. And McNeil fouls Roman, so that's his second foul. That's the team's third. And Mason Johnson will trigger it in from the sideline. Almost stolen away there by Narcasian. Three-pointer, no, just a little bit short. Good rebound there by Howard. Howard thinks about the three. Narcasian now drives. It's taken away. They could have called a foul on Rowley, but they didn't. They said no harm, no foul. It goes off Rowley. It's going to be Tartans basketball, and McNeil will throw it inbounds. Looking for a good play. They go to Sudduth, who has 19 points in this game. He puts up the left-hander, no good. Rebound Rowley. Quickly ahead. So Roman Williams, and then it's blocked out of there by Miller. But it's going to be Emory basketball back. No, they called a foul on Miller. So that's his third. So he's the first guy to get into any kind of foul trouble. And Roman Williams steps up there, the 83% free throw shooter. Misfires there. He hit both of the technical fouls shots when they were called on Sudduth. 69-63. Emory, a six-time UAA champion in 1989, 90, and then in 2013, 15, 16, and last year in 2019. 70-63, 7-point Emory lead. Emory playing man-to-man. They lob it in to Cooper Williams. Comes back out, McNeil. McNeil dishes off, Cooper Williams short. Rowley taking up space and gets the rebound. Nick Stuck decides to come back out and reset. Mason Johnson. Big game, 13 points for him in his first start of the year. Schneier, his pass deflected, out of bounds. It's going to be Emory basketball with 13 seconds to go on the shot clock. Matt Schneier will trigger it in. They go to Stuck. Remember, there's 10 seconds on the shot clock right now, so they can't dawdle too much. Rowley, the great give and go. What a play. What a play. Top of the key to Rowley. Stuck made his backdoor cut. Rowley with a great pass. And Emory's lead is back to 9 at 72-63. The Tartans then throw it away with some over-aggressive passing. And now Emory with a chance to get its biggest lead of the game. Nick Stuck with it, comes back out to Schneier. Roman Williams. Boy, he's so quick off the dribble. Left hand just won't go. McNeil with the rebound. The point guard brings it down wide open on the side of Sudduth. No good. He's cooled off a little bit. He still has 19, but he's been on 19 for a while. Mason Johnson with 13 points. Nick Stuck with 13. Matt Davitt with 15. 9 seconds to go. Emory's got to get something going. Roman Williams takes it in, lays it up, and lays it in on a nice driving one-hander. And Emory now at the biggest lead of the game at 11 points, 74-63. 9 minutes to go in this basketball game. Some of the Tartans look a little winded out there. Weiss drives in, collects the foul, so he's going to go to the free throw line. The foul's on Rowley. Now that's his third. I wouldn't say that's in trouble with 8:54 to go, but something just to keep an eye on. CMU coach Tony Wingen. This is his 30th season here as coach of the Tartans. He has 331 wins in his career. Rowley's going to take a breather. Matt Davitt's going to come back in. He has 17 points right now. And it gets the shooter's roll. Weiss picks up another point. He has 9. Emory's lead down to 9, 74-65. Matthew Snare comes back out. Mason Johnson is fouled from behind by Weiss. That's going to be the 15th foul. It's going to be Weiss's second personal foul. Emory inbounding it, comes outside. Snare with it, gives it up to Matt Davitt. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound, McNeil. He brings it up. Boy, Matt Davitt and Trent Sutherth were battling inside there in position, and they called Matt for the foul. That's his second. That's the team's 5th, so both teams with 5 team fouls. Greg Lawrence checks back in, number 12. He's going to play a little defense on Sutherth. Howarth with the ball. He's averaging 13 points a game. He's got 7 tonight. Ball's tipped out of bounds. And one of the fans tosses it back in. It hit Nick Stuck on the head, but he's okay. Howarth's going to trigger it in. Looking for McNeil, comes to Sutherth, and backs to Howarth. He drives in, gives it up to Sutherth, who almost gets it to go, but not quite, but he does pick up the foul, so he's going to go to the free throw line. As I mentioned, he's shooting 52% from the floor, 40% from the three-point arc, but just 60% from the free throw line. He's got 19, he leads everybody. Matt Davitt has 17 for Emory, and Roman Williams has 18. Nick Stuck has 13. Mason Johnson has 13, so 4 Emory players in double figures, led by Roman Williams with his 18. No good. Matt Davitt checks back in, and Greg Lawrence takes a seat. 8:11 to go. Emory up by 9. Cooper Williams now checks out. Trent Sutherth, best player on the team. He hits that one. He's got 20 points now to pace everybody. Nick Stuck says, let's keep control of the ball. CMU in a man-to-man defense. They go into Davitt. He's making Sutherth work. Dishes off nicely. What a terrific pass to Matt Snare. Matt Davitt to Matt Snare. Matt to Matt. And a high percentage shot. 8 points now for Matt Snare. And Emory with a 10-point lead at 76-66. It's going to be Emory basketball. Emory ranked 8th in the country in all of Division III. They've been as high as number 3 in the country. Their 2 losses, both buzzer beaters. To Guilford and to Brandeis. Turnaround jumper, no good. Long rebound by Nick Stuck. He says, hey, let's take a little time off the clock. New shot clock. Mason Johnson trying to go inside. Matt Davitt. Thought Mason Johnson was going to cut. Incomplete pass. And it's going to be CMU ball. 76-66, Emory by 10, 7:14 to go. Emory Eagles back in action high noon on Sunday as Case Western's reserves Spartans come to town. And we got another tee, another technical. I don't know if the first one's on Tony Wing, and it could have been on Zach Howard. I'm not sure, but Tony got the second one for sure. So now take a seat, take a drink of your soda, because Roman Williams is going to be here for a while. 7 minutes to go. He hits the first one. This is like shooting them at practice. There's nobody around. Misfired on that one. Roman's an 83% free throw shooter. Tonight hasn't been his best night, but he hit the first one. Now he's going to shoot the third one. Misfired on that one. And he's got one more. So he hit 2 of the 4. Emory's lead's now 12 at 78-66. Tony Wingen, not a happy guy. And it's going to be Emory basketball. Right where they were taking it out when all the technicals started. All the fireworks ignited. So Emory's up 6:53 to go in this game. Emory by 12. The first half, run and gun. Everybody was hitting like crazy, 53% from the field. Things have quieted down just a little bit here in the second half, but Emory has built a much bigger lead. Matt Snare from three-point land. What a big hoop by Matt Snare. 81-66. Now a 15-point Emory lead, the largest of the game. And Emory with a little breathing room. Let's take a look at the UAA records. WashU undefeated 3-0, as is Brandeis, who beat Emory, as I mentioned, on that buzzer beater last Sunday. Emory's 2-1, followed by Rochester, Carnegie Mellon. Case Western Reserve comes into town high noon on Sunday. Chicago is 1-2, and then NYU is 0-3. Of course, we'd like to thank Athletic Director Dr. Michael Vienna, along with Joyce Jalil, who do such a great job running this athletic department here at Emory University. Proud owners of 27 NCAA titles, 203 UAA titles, 191 academic All-Americans, and 116 NCAA post-grad scholars. They're in charge of 19 sports, and they all do a great job. Right now it's 81-66, a 15-point Emory lead with 6:35 to go. Emory's biggest lead in the first half was 7. Their biggest deficit was 5. Carnegie Mellon led at the break 51-50. But since then, Emory's outscored them 30-15. There's a hoop for the Tartans. Number 11, McNeil, the point guard, hitting. Back door. Great pass by Rowley to Snare. Emory really clicking on all cylinders right now. 83-68 your score. 15-point Emory lead. Emory's pass is just very crisp. They're playing great team basketball. They're seeing the open man. They're getting the open man the ball. And then the open man's putting the ball in the hoop. That's as good as it gets. Emory now has 17 fouls. Carnegie Mellon has 8. Howarth hits the first. Zach Howarth is a 6'2 senior out of Freehold, New Jersey. He's a 78% free throw shooter. And in and out, no good, so he just hits the first. Ball goes to Nick Stuck. He'll bring it across the timeline. Under 6 minutes to go in this game. Matt Davitt, who has 17 points, just a great job off the bench. He's got the ball now going against Weiss, backs in, gets it back. Matthew Snare has 13, Mason Johnson has 13, Nick Stuck has 13, Roman Williams has 20. So the 5 guys out on the court all have double figures. Let's take a look at the Emory University scoring leaders. Roman Williams pacing the team with just a whisker under 20 points per game. Matt Schnare has 16.9 points per game average. Matt Davitt 14.3. Lawrence Rowley 14.2 points, and Nick Stuck with 8.9 points per game. So there's plenty of firepower on this Emory basketball team, as I mentioned in the first half. If a team shuts down 1 or 2 of the guys, there's 2 or 3 more guys that can get the job done. Emory's basketball, 83-69, 14-point Emory lead. Matthew Snare, there's a whistle. And it's going to be Carnegie Mellon's basketball. Seventh, up top it goes. Howard faked the three-pointer and then drove. Nice rebound there by Matt Davitt. Good. Davitt with the rebound, and they call a jump ball. The arrow is going the Tartans' way, so it's going to be Carnegie Mellon basketball. 4:53 to go. Emory up 83-69. Carnegie Mellon led this game 51-50 at the half. So Emory has had a good second half of play. Both teams shooting very well from the field in the first half. Howarth with it, finds Sudduth, Sudduth loses it. Rowley picks it up. Quick pass. Emory a little sloppy with it. That comes Zach Watson. Zach Watson, he passes, it's blocked. Watson gets the ball back. Mason Johnson on him, comes back to Weiss. Weiss zips it into Sudduth. Sudduth goes across court. Blocked beautifully. McNeil shot. Bring the weak stuff in here, and he swats it away like a fly. And it's 83-69 with 4 minutes to go in this game. Top of the key, long ranger, no good by Luke Morrison. Rowley trying to trap the ball with McNeil. Howarth with it. He's averaging 13 points a game. Misfires there. Long rebound by Lawrence Rowley. And up comes our valiant point guard, Nick Stuck. He's been out there for a lot of minutes tonight. Done a great job running the offense. He's done a great job playing defense. He scored 13 points. Rowley thought Mason Johnson was going to cut a little bit more. Matt Davitt's checking back in the lineup. Luke Morrison's going to take a rest. Nick Stuck's going to inbounds it. To Matt Snare, who drives in. Nice pass to Rowley. Boy, there have been a lot of great passes from Snare to Rowley, Rowley to Davitt, Davitt to Snare. It's been fun to watch. Very unselfish group. And there's another block. Matt Snare says don't bring the weak stuff in. Now he takes it to the hoop himself, lays it up and in. On one end, he blocks it. On the other end, he lays it up and in. Emory up 87-69. An 18-point Emory lead with 2:50 to go. Howard takes the baseline, gets in a little trouble, has nowhere to go. Watson out in Acasian. He's got nowhere to go. Howard, three-pointer, no good. And they battle for the rebound, and a whistle is called. Looks like Nick Stuck has been called for his second. That's going to send Trent Sudduth to the free throw line. He's had a big game. He's got 20 points. He had 15 of them in the first half, though. Emory's done a good job in the second half of slowing him down. Makes the first. Emory cruising closer to that 13th victory of the season. We want to again congratulate the women's team here at Emory. They beat Carnegie Mellon 55-43 for their 8th consecutive victory and their 13th of the season. 22 points for Sudduth now. Kremke with a little full court pressure. Doesn't really bother Nick Stuck. Rowley with it, top of the key. 2:23 to go. Emory by 16. The clock is our friend. 10 seconds. Matt Davitt from three. Matt Davitt hits the three. Matt Davitt with 20 points as Emory goes up 90-71. What a second half by the Emory Eagles. Zach Watson. That's blocked, as Rowley says, elementary, my dear Watson. You're not scoring here. And he swatted it out of bounds. Kremke had to go chase it. Now he's going to trigger it inbounds. Sudduth takes a seat now for the final minute 58. He leads with 22 points. (90-71). Emory up by 19. Looks like Matt Davitt wants to come back in. Minute 57 to go. A lot of fireworks in this one. The Tartans called for 3 technicals. And that did help the momentum shift in Emory's favor. Howarth hits the second one. He's got 9 points. Looks like CMU's going to pick up a little full court pressure. Nick Stuck with it. He says, go on down, I got this. Kremke doesn't scare me. Nick Stuck. There's a whistle away from the ball. That falls on number 3, Joey Kremke. That's his third. Emory can't convert on the free throw. Kremke's got it. He brings it across the court. 90-72, 18-point Emory lead, minute 36 to go. Emory's record is 12-2, 2-1 in conference play, ranked 8th in the country. And this has been a very good effort by Emory tonight. Both ends of the ball. Matt Davitt can't collect that one, so it goes out of bounds. And now Coach Jason Zimmerman clears the bench. Number 22, Max Freed comes in. Number 33, Clay Washburn comes in. Number 2, Nick Tepajanin comes in. Number 12, Greg Lawrence comes in. And number 30, Dubin Nauke checks in. So 5 new guys out there in gray for Emory. Nauke with it. Over to Nick. Top of the key, Greg Lawrence has it. Nick drives in, puts in a little bit too hard. Emory battling for it, out it comes. Here are the Tartans. Kremke with it, he drives in, puts up a half hook shot, no good. Clay Washburn with the rebound. And he gets it to Max Freed, who's going to play point guard for this group. Nauke with it. Be great to see one of these guys hit a hoop. They work very hard during the week. Nice dish off and a foul. So Nauke is going to go to the free throw line. He's a 6'5" freshman. Pierre Coffey now checks in, number 11 for the Emory Eagles. 23.4 seconds to go. Emory up by 18. And he gets the free throw, his first free throw in his Emory career. You'll remember that one. 91-72. Emory averaging 88.1 points per game, so they hit that. Long range, Nicasian no good. Rebound by Clay Washburn. 7 seconds to go. They may or may not take a shot. Freed with it. They may just wrap this one up and call it a game at 91-72, and they do. Your Emory Eagles chalk up win number 13 as they defeat the Tartans of Carnegie Mellon. 91-72 your final score. Let's check out the scoring. First for the visiting Tartans, Trent Sudduth leading the way with 22 points. Colin McNeil had 10 points. Daniel Weiss had 10 points. Zach Howarth had 9 points. Joey Kemper came off the bench with 7 points. For your Emory Eagles, they were led in scoring by a couple of guys. Roman Williams had 20 points. Matt Davitt came off the bench and had 20 points. He had 8 of 11 from the field, 4 of 7 from the three-point arc. Great game off the bench. He also had 6 rebounds and 2 assists. Matthew Snare, another solid game. 15 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Nick Stuck, you can't compliment this point guard enough. He has 13 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Mason Johnson in his first start of the year goes 6 of 15 from the field. He finishes with 13 points and 7 big rebounds. Lawrence Rowley leads the pack in rebounding with 10 rebounds. He also had 7 points. Luke Morrison had a point. Greg Lawrence had a point. And Dubin Nake also had a point along with Nick Tepajanin. And so there's the scoring. The Emory Eagles are back in action on Sunday at high noon. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll have that one for you as the Spartans of Case Western Reserve invade the Woodpeck Center. Tip-off time is just a little bit before high noon, so tune in for that one. And then, of course, the following week, Emory hits the road. They play at Chicago and at Washington University in St. Louis. So, for all of us here at Emory University Sports, I'm Mark Harmon, the voice of the Eagles. Once again, Emory has won. They raised their record to 13-2. They're ranked 8th in the country. They're 3-1 in conference play. They beat Carnegie Mellon tonight, 91-72. We'll see you back here Sunday at high noon against Case Western Reserve. Until then, have a great night, and so long, everybody.